Hello everyone and welcome to another Star Wars figure review. Today we're going to take a look at some figures from Star Wars The Force Awakens, and in this next review the First Order and the Resistance go head to head as we are going to take a look at the duo of Snap Wexley, the Resistance pilot, and the First Order Snowtrooper officer. I'm going to talk about these figures in much more detail in just a little bit, give you my thoughts and opinions on them, but before we do that we are going to take a look at the packaging that this one comes in. As you can see, we do get the standard Force Awakens 2-pack packaging design with this one. You've got Kylo Ren and the Force Awakens logo featured at the top, plus some very cool artwork of the two characters down the side. On the back of the box, you've got a description of each character, as well as some other products available in the range. As you can see, we've got the basic Builder Weapons Stormtrooper, the Armour Up Kylo Ren, and the First Order Snowspeeder, all of which have been reviewed. If you want to check out more reviews from The Force Awakens, be sure to head up to my Force Awakens figure review playlist, which should appear on screen right about now. So there you go, that is the packaging that these figures come in. Now let's take a look at the figures themselves, and we'll kick things off by taking a look at my favourite figure from the set, and that is this guy, Snap Wexley. This is of course the Resistance pilot played by Greg Grunberg in The Force Awakens. Greg Grunberg of course is good buddies with director J.J. Abrams, so he was able to score a cameo in the film. Very cool character. He is the pilot who runs the surveillance mission on Starkiller base just to scout the planet and see where the weaknesses lie, and of course he heads up the attack on the base with Poe Dameron and the rest of the Resistance pilots. The figure itself is really cool. Obviously features the standard 5 points of articulation. So you've got a ball joint at the head, swivels at the shoulders and swivels at the hips. He's a little bit bulkier than your regular pilot. Obviously there's a little bit more weight to him. Some people have referred to him as the sequel trilogy's Jack Porkins, but that's a topic that's up for debate, I suppose. Obviously he's wearing the standard Resistance jumpsuit with the flight bib and the chest apparatus there, and he also has his own unique markings on his helmet which look very cool. As you can see, sadly he does feature the banana visor, which is a solid yellow colour. Does detract slightly from the rest of the figure, but obviously it's in keeping with the other figures in the range, so no major complaints in terms of consistency, but obviously it would have been nice if each of those pilots did feature a translucent visor, as this does look a little bit cartoony and a little bit cheap. In terms of accessories, he does come with a blaster pistol which can be inserted in the holster on the belt, and he also comes with a grappling hook which doesn't feature a grappling mechanism, which is a bit weird. You've just got this hook at the end, but there's no rope on it. The hook itself is ridiculously big. No idea how he's supposed to carry that around or fit it in the cockpit of his X-Wing, but it is what it is. It's one of those flick fire projectile jobs where you flick the back of the missile and it goes firing out, but again kind of defeats the object of being a grappling hook as there is no rope attached, so not really sure what you're supposed to do with that. It's not the best looking accessory with this giant yellow hook at the end, but as I said, it is what it is. As I said though, the figure itself is really nice. It's always nice to get more pilots for the collection, and this one's no exception. Really nicely done figure. So that's Snap Wexley. Next up we have the Snowtrooper officer, which is the same trooper just about as the one that was included in the First Order Snowspeeder that I've given you a look at in a recent review. This time around the pauldron is black instead of being orange, and there is another variant of this figure currently available in the Rogue One line alongside Poe Dameron, so be sure to check that one out if you haven't done so already. That figure does come with a white pauldron, I believe, so you've got various different ranks throughout the Snowtrooper army, and this one is very cool. No differences really in terms of articulation, sculpt or detail, just the pauldron that's different. So articulation wise we get a standard ball joint at the head, swivels at the shoulders and hips. Once again you've got that solid sculpted plastic camer, and of course he does come with the standard I nearly said E11 there, but it's not an E11, I believe it's a FD11 or something like that. The regular First Order blaster anyway. So there we go, that is the Snowtrooper officer. Not a great deal about this one to say. I've covered this one in more detail in my Snowspeeder review, but there he is. So a cool 2-pack. Great for army building, you know. I suppose if you're into custom figures, you can paint up the helmet on this guy, turn him into a different pilot. And of course, it's always nice to get more troops. But personally, I would have preferred to have seen a 2-pack of Resistance pilots. Maybe with the female pilot played by Jess Henwick in The Force Awakens. Or maybe even 9 Num with his X-Wing pilot helmet instead, you know. Just something a little bit more interesting than a Snowtrooper, especially considering the fact that these two characters never actually meet face to face in the movie. But, you know, again, it's one of those things, beggars can't be choosers, but what we get is decent, so no major complaints. So that's going to do it for this 2-pack review. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'm back with some more figure reviews very soon. We're going to take a look at some Armour Up figures next, so make sure you stay tuned for those. And until next time, as always, thank you for watching, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.